Hey guys, welcome to MyCon. So let's get started. This is the analysis for this week. I'll be doing a couple of pairs. So kindly subscribe to this channel and click the notification button to be notified for other videos like this. And also like this video. Yeah, it would help other traders as well if you like this video. Yeah. So let's get started. This is gold XAUUSD. Now this is the weekly analysis. We can see what's happening here. The gold is in a range, long-term range, right? And this has been in place since about March or so, 2020. Right, so it's been moving in this big range. Now what do we have here? We have the market showing some bullish momentum, right? Market is showing some bullish momentum. Came this low and is breaking higher than the previous high of the market. So we can see that lower high and then a lower low down here. So we've seen the market push high. The impulse move is higher than what we had before, and then the market drops lower, and then we can see another bullish momentum forming over there. So that is the weekly. Let's go on to the daily. We can see this momentum over here. So how far is it going? Well, what I'll look for for now is, when the market gets into the zone, into this area that has been highlighted, the 1874.26 area, we can watch out for some bearish momentum and possibly look for an opportunity to, sell the market back into this area, or maybe not even target that low, but just somewhere around here, right? If we can get something like that, that would actually be fantastic, and it's very likely at this point. But if we don't get something like that, we should just wait for that bullish continuation and then a retest and a continuation to the upside as well. So my suggestion is that you see what the New York day close candles do. Trade the daily higher time frames, and don't try to get involved in all the noise of the market. See what the daily candle does, and then you make your decisions from that. Alright guys, yeah, so let's go to USDCHF. For USDCHF, the analysis we made some weeks ago seems to be playing out. If you go back a few videos, you see I told you to wait for the market to get into this area, as you can see here, and wait for an opportunity to sell, right? But because of the bullish momentum, at another time, another video, I told you watch out because of this bullish momentum, possibly breaks above, comes back to retest and go higher. But the first prediction seems to be playing out right now. But how far is it going to go? That's the question now. How far is this going to go? Let's look at the weekly. When you come to the weekly, you see that we seem to be okay. Let's take it out a little. You see we had an encounter with a trend line all the way from 2010. Wow, 2010 or 2011, and then it has held. It held again in 2020 and now held again recently. So what I would expect is a bullish continuation. I would see this current bearish move as just a reversal, just a retracement rather. A retracement, and then the market will possibly come to look for some support down here, Then when you find support, comes into support and then pushes higher, and then this scenario, you know, plays out. So that's what I would expect. But wait for the day close candle, wait for the violation of this area, wait for the violation of the 0.9291 area, violation, and close above, right? The market violates it properly and closes above it. That's a good idea, just like what happened over here. Market violated that area and then closed above it. There you can see what happened until it got to this area and then came back down. So that is what I would suggest you watch out for. A violation of that area, and you look out for a continuation to the higher side. Yeah. GBPUSD. So what is GBPUSD telling us now? Long-term downtrend, as you can see. It's a long-term downtrend. Now we've gotten this retracement. We seem to be, you know, pushing lower now. But how far are we going to go with the lows? That's the question. Or how far are we going to go with this current bearish move? That's the question now. But since we are here to predict and not to tell the market what to do, we just wait for a violation of this area. Wait for the market to violate this 1.2086 area on the daily time frame. Violates it and closes below. It has to violate it and close below. Then we can look for opportunities to continue selling, right? Violate and close below, then continue to sell, right? That's what I would expect. But if we have a solid bullish close above, right, I'll still wait for a momentum, a bearish signal. Even if we have a market close above, I'll still wait to see if it will give us a bearish signal. Now, like here, like what happened over here, I hope you can see this scenario over here. Okay, I'm not covering. You can see what happened over here. You see, let me zoom in a little. That'll make it clear. Yeah, what happened over here? The market pushed above, but then it still closed. You know, there was still a bearish momentum that took the market down a little. So even if we see a bullish close above, I'll be expecting something like this, right? I'll be expecting something like that bearish move next. But if it doesn't happen, then we can watch out for a retracement. Market retraces in and then continues higher. Yeah, so that's what I would expect for the GBP USD. Make sure you remember to watch it on the daytime, the day close candles, right? The New York day close candles. New York day close candles, and take your entries. USDJPY now. What's happening with USDJPY? This is the weekly. We see it's on a serious long-term bullish, move, but there's been some really bearish momentum of recent, which could be pointing to a new downward trend. So how do we get involved? Well, it's simple. We get involved where the market is most likely going to turn around, right? So we're going to wait for areas like this. Let me add this. We're going to wait for areas like this. We're going to watch the market come into areas like this. And if it violates that area and closes below on the New York day close candle, then we can, talk about a downward continuation to the downside, right? it could as well violate this higher one over here and then close below. Even at that point, I will be careful because there's another support down here which could send it back up. So I would wait for it to actually, if it would violate both, no problem, but I'll wait to see a close below, a significant close below before I look for a sell to join this this new downtrend that we assume the market is starting now. Yeah, so that's what I would expect. But if the market decides to break above, really gives it some distance high, then I'll say, okay, this is a continuation to the high side. So I'll just expect a retracement in this area, then look for an entry to continue the bullish move. But I would not really favor much of a bullish move. I would watch out majorly, but let's say I will be putting more money on a bearish move than a bullish move on the USDJPY pair. So let's move to the Euro AUD. This is the weekly time frame, and you can see how the market has been moving in channels for some time now, and we can see that the market is has come into contact with a 2-year-old channel. No, not really 2-year-old, but almost 2-year-old channel. Bounced off, jumped, it bounced into this channel, came in, bounced, then bounced out, came back in, and has been reacting to that channel for some time. So it has closed, it has had an encounter with that channel and closed below. So this ordinarily points to a bearish possibility in the market, right? It ordinarily points to a bearish possibility. Without any other analysis, it points to a bearish possibility. So we go down to the let me zoom in so you can see that clearly first. Yeah, so you see what I'm talking about. Bounced, 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 bounced. So hopefully it just drops into this area and also bounces off this, whichever way it goes. So let's go down to the daily and see what's happening. Yeah, the trend line is not visible on the daily. I only made it visible on the weekly. So what I would expect now is if we can see if the market can maintain a daily close below the 1.56833 area, right? I would expect that, I would expect that bearish momentum to be confirmed. That bearish move to be confirmed. But if the market does not, I'll actually be patient with this one, because I don't want the market to come in here and then I think, oh, it's continuing downwards, and then suddenly pushes up and gives us a surprise. So even if the market comes in first, I'll watch to see that it doesn't give us a push to the high side and a continuation to the high side, because the fact that it reacted to a channel doesn't mean it necessarily has to, adhere or move according to what the channel says. So it could as well just have another mind, have a mind of its own, and something else might be happening that we don't get for now. So I would expect it to, I would actually expect a favor more of a sell on the Euro AUD pair for now, because of the way the market has been moving in recent times. I know, and if we also would like to look at it this way, we could also say it's forming, seems to be forming a new bullish pattern, but this bullish pattern is not as solid as one would expect it, because the lows are almost lower than the previous lows, right? So which is not really a solid bullish pattern. So it could be any of both. It could be a bullish or bearish. So I would suggest you watch out for that bearish possibility and also the bullish possibility as well. You know, this the key zone of the 1.56833 is very important. Let's see how the market reacts to that area, then that will determine what we do with that area. We can see what has happened in the previous, what happened previously. We see the market push down into this area, and then it pushed this high before it finally dropped, right? So that means possibly there's something, you know, important to watch out for here. So if possibly the market even goes bullish, it should be our first target, so we don't overshoot. You know, we don't wait too long in the markets if the market is not going to give us that. Right there. Yeah, so let's move to EURJPY. This is EURJPY. This is the weekly, and we can see what the channels are doing. The weekly channels are doing for now. We can see this bounce around this area, this bounce in this channel, reacting to another channel from outside, bouncing in this channel, you know, going back in, you know, bouncing off the previous channel and all, and now reacting to the channel we started with, you know, last week, which would mean that we will possibly be looking for a bearish continuation, you know, at least to this next area of the channel over here, the other channel right here. But how is that going to be? Let's look at the daily. On the daily, we have to watch out for what happens with the 143.958 area. We see what happens there. The market validates and closes above, possibly see a push to the 147.028 area, or if the market closes below, then we would possibly see what we predicted earlier, the sell into the next channel. Yeah, so that's a possibility right there. Those are the scenarios to look out for. So possibly, you know, the targets for this one will be the 138.083 area over here. Possibly. Let's see that. So GBPJPY on the weekly is showing signs of bullish momentum, right? But how are we so sure it's going to continue that way? On the monthly, it seems to be really bullish. On the weekly, it seems to be saying the same thing, and on the daily, quite similar ideas. But since it has come in contact with this this channel that has, you know, been in effect since January 2020, I think we need to watch this closely. And it did only react to the channel, it also reacted to this major zone of the major horizontal zone of the 164.80 area. Now this is important. This is what we call a confluence, and confluence are stronger than I expected, rather to be stronger than others. So possibly we'll see a continuation into the other side of the channel, into the support of the channel, so to say. So what do we expect? Well, we can see a retracement into this area and then a continuation to the downside, or we could as well see the market just push higher in the breakout of that zone, and might not even retrace. Market may not retrace. I mean, this is GBPJPY. The market might not actually retrace and just keep pushing high because of the speed that the GBPJPY has, the liquidity in it. So the key zone in this case is the 164.80 area, I mean 164.80 area. So that is what we're watching out for. So what if the market does not come into this area, just drops? Well, leave it. Yeah, just leave it and let it go until you see what it does around another major zone before you determine what next step to take. Yeah, this is a speculative market and you must approach it as one and not try to always force trades in, or else you lose money. So be careful. So the next one, EURCHF. Now we can see what EURCHF has done in this channel for a few weeks, but it has currently just left the support of the channel. It's a descending channel. So what do we expect from this? If we look at this support, this place made support made resistance over here. Let's look at that closely on the daily. So we can see support made resistance over here, and looks like the free fall has already started, but I would suggest that you be careful about this, because it also looks like there was a free fall over here, but the market reversed this high, right? So I would suggest you don't make any decision until you see the market do something decisive, and this for me doesn't show that the market is ready to push into any particular area for now. So if the market comes into this area, then I could say, yeah, good, that's a major zone, and what the reaction it has to that zone will matter a lot. So if the market closes higher on a New York day close candle, closes above it, then I could expect a retracement and then a bullish continuation. But if it closes below it, then we look for a sell. We look for an opportunity to sell, and the sales could come as low as this. Yeah, the sales could come as low as this. So this is what I think is possible. That's what I think is possible. Let's go to the USDCAD. A USDCAD on the weekly it seems to be reacting to a channel, but not a major reaction for now. So let's see what the daily says. Let's go down to the 4 hours. Let's go down to the 4 hours. Well, back to the daily. Well, what I'll just say is the market is on a bullish move. That's what I see. The market is on a bullish move. This bearish candle tried to challenge that, but market showed that it's actually on a bullish move. So I would only look for buys here. Only look for buys. I won't make an attempt. And an advice is that don't make an attempt to sell USDCAD for now until you see what it's doing. So possibly, yeah, just possibly, it wants to make this complete move over here, right? That would make a lot of sense. So I'm not looking for any sales for now. I'll wait for it to come into that area, that weekly channel zone. that would be good. That would be a good move, and it's also going to coincide. It should coincide with some major area over here, but we're not going to force it. We're not going to force it. We're going to put this over here. So wait for a close above this area. It did close above this area, and you possibly get a retracement, and then look for possibly a buy stop entry to the continuation to the higher side. Okay, yeah, looks good. Let's move on to the next one. EURNZD. On the weekly, it seems like a bearish momentum, and then the bears trying to, continue the job. But on the daily, let's see. Same idea over here. Same idea. But until the market closes below this area, until the market closes below the 1.70146 area, I don't think I'll be doing anything. When the market closes below that area, then I'll look for selling opportunities. A day close candle actually. Don't look for 4 hours or 1 hour. Nah, I'm not a fan of that personally. Right? You've heard the saying that the higher the time, I believe you've heard that the higher the time frame, the higher the confirmation of the trade. So why are you in a hurry? You shouldn't be in a hurry to lose money. You should be, willing to make money. So, and that might require some patience. So I'll be waiting for it. I would like to see a day close below the 1.70146 area. So the market closes below, then I might be looking for a sell. And in fact, I might, yes, my target might be as low as this. Yep. Why? Well, this is where the trend started from, and if we're breaking the trend, we should go to the bottom of the trend. Yes. So that's the typical trend line trading, right? So that is what I'll be expecting from EURNZD for now. I'm not comfortable looking for a buy on this pair because of what I see this as some struggle, really. I see this as some really serious struggle. If it's an healthy trend, it's supposed to come into this trend line and give it some distance, some major distance before it bounces back. But I mean, coming into the same trend line, almost every 3 days, every 3 working days, and there's some distance here, but not really as expected. We expect something like this. I'm sure you can see what happened over here. Let me show you what happened over here. Look at that. You see the market pushed high, came back into the trend line and did what? Give it a lot of distance before it finally came back in to that trend line. And when it finally came back into that trend line, it went and hit this major area of ours before it could finally break the trend line. So that is what I'll be expecting over here too. The break of that, the close below that area and break the trend line. Yeah, same scenario. That's the whole idea of trading. Our previous data used to calculate future probabilities. Now CADJPY, let's see what the weekly says. Alright, so what has it done to our channels? Alright, there seems to be an interaction with this channel over here. This channel that has held since 2021. So we've had the bounce, the break, and then a retest. And how long is this retest? And is this retest actually going to hold? Because I don't see that something significant compared to all the bearish moves like this. it's not so significant. It couldn't even close below the previous week's candle. So what I will look for is I'll just wait. I'll wait for the market to do what it wants to do first. It possibly comes into this area and then bounces again and then does something like that. So I'll just wait, and if I see a penetration, a violation of this area, and then a close below this area, then yes, I'll be looking for opportunities, to sell the market, because overall it's a downtrend. You can see it from here. Overall it's a downtrend, and you're likely to be part of the continuation to the downside. And that alone, this alone could give us, almost a 650 pip move right there. Yeah. So that's that for CADJPY. Let's move on to EURCAD. For EURCAD, this is the weekly. Nothing serious over here. The market opened here, pushed this high, and then came this low. So the market really closed like 50% of the entire move that it did. Right, so which doesn't point to whether it's bullish or bearish enough, right? So this could as well just be a bullish move to the higher side. And what the market does around this 1.46048 area will determine my next move. A violation of this area and a day close below will then get me trying to see what happens next. So possibly, a sell scenario down here, right? Or if it pushes this low, it pushes low and then close above this area, then I could be looking for a buy opportunity over here. So whichever opportunity it presents to us, we'll watch out for that. Don't forget, we are trading the daily time. We're trading the New York day close candle. Don't look for this on the 15 minutes. Don't do that. Wait for the New York day close. So AUDJPY, AUDJPY, not impressive, not really impressive. The candles, the previous 2 weeks candles are really not impressive. Well, that could just be a point. That could be a pointer to something. If both candles, are not really challenging the previous week's candle, it could just be a sign to the fact that that bullish momentum wants to continue. So you could see that even without looking at it, we seem to have a very good, we pointed it out right. So you can see the bullish attempt, the bearish attempt, and you can see the the struggle over here. You can see the bears trying to take it, the bulls trying to take it, the bears trying to take it, and then the bulls finally pushed it higher until these 2 last days. But I don't think these 2 last days are enough to take the market lower. So I would expect a close above the 92, a day close above the 92.148 area, possibly a retracement, and then a continuation to the high side. Right, so that is what I'll be looking for. I won't be looking for sales around this area at all for now, because of what the market has been telling us for the past few weeks. Right, I won't be looking for sales at all, except to get something like a double top. If the market comes into this area, if we get something like that and then closes below, then we can get involved in the sell as well. Whichever one presents itself will be good to go. So EURGBP, This is the EURGBP candle. This is the EURGBP candle. I mean the EURGBP chart, rather, on the weekly. This is the weekly. Let's just go and do analysis on the daily. This is the daily. We've had this, channel tested, and then, it has served as a retest right now. It has been broken and retested. But I'm not a fan of EURGBP because of the irrational moves sometimes. I believe because of the correlation of the euro and GBP, the euro currency and the GBP currency, there seems to be a lot of ranging a lot of times, and you can see it right here. So despite this significant bearish move, the market could just start and just push higher. So that's the interesting thing about EURGBP. But I would expect if the market maintains a close below the 0.88608 area, then we could sell to the, we can see the market move to 0.87144 area. When the market closes above, we can see the market get to the 0.89452 area, or better still, go to as far as the channel resistance of the 0.90837 area, which should not be a bad idea at all, right guys? So I hope you get it. Don't forget, we're trading the New York day close candle. GBPCAD next. Yes, GBPCAD. So what's GBPCAD telling us? GBPCAD has been, pushing high and low for a few years. Yeah, a few years. And then we see the market break below, and it seems to push now into the channel again. But is this a trustworthy move? Hopefully, hope it's not, something to distract us. Wow. Let's see. So the market, drops as low as 1.58885, violates this area and closes above, I'll be looking for a buy. Right? Violates and closes above in the New York day close candle, I'll be looking for a buy. But if it violates it and closes and stays below, I'll be looking for a sell to the 1.52409 area. But if it is able to do some bullish move, validate this area and closes below, then I'll be selling down here. But if it violates significantly higher, and then I'll be looking for a retracement and then a continuation to the higher side. For now, I don't think I have a favorite, so I'll look out for both sell and buy scenarios for now. Thanks for watching today's video. I stopped by to let you know that with the service we provide, you can earn as much as 25% profit and much more monthly on your investment without giving your capital to anyone. Yes, you heard me right. 25% profit and much more without giving your capital to anyone. Also, if you refer anyone to invest, we will give you a 15% commission on the profit we make. Reach us via the link provided in the description below. Thank you. Mike Earn is willing to help.